Dangerous moment for Phoenix. Nothing to come of it. Formella, a little 1-2. JP Skierce, the man orchestrating right now. Long ball crossed over the top. Sacco gets a touch to it. Takes a shot, but the flag was up.
Isan Sacco just a little over-eager there with the timing of that run. Still Phoenix, for the second time tonight, really, Killian, looking to exploit the space in behind Orange County's back four. You can see Danny Stone on the sidelines now giving some instructions to his center backs. Wanted to clean things up and make sure they're nailing the timing and the direction of their offside trap. Phoenix finding a little bit of joy early on with some of those opportunities in behind.
There is Danny Stone. We mentioned it, former head man here in Phoenix. Ended up he was relieved midway through the season last year. Ended up joining the staff in Orange County. Got named the interim near the end of the season. Helped push this club. So really a great finish to the season. Earned himself manager of the month at one point as well. And then officially signed on the dotted line and had that interim tag taken off in the offseason.
And Danny Stone's first trip as a manager of Orange County back to Phoenix. Said he was over in the Valley of the Sun over the offseason to officially move house in that December-January timeframe over the offseason in the USL Championship. He's back at 38th and Washington. Got a chance to say some hellos to various members of the Phoenix Rising organization. Back on the sidelines in his patented all black here on the near side.
Shuttler moving things around. There's Scott, the ball at his feet. Latinovic, he's going to try and go long. Seen him try to do this a couple times. It's a foot race between War and Troy. And Troy are the one that wins it, and it won't matter. A little bit of a foul. And it will be a free kick to Orange County.
Yeah, and you can see Mohamedou War looking to exploit the space just as Phoenix Rising are doing to Orange County. Those windows behind the Rising back line. Very direct, physical front three tonight for Danny Stone. You think about Cameron Dunbar and his service on the right wing. Often played on the left this season. Liam McKinnon, who's played as a 9, is a sort of hold-up threat as more of a target winger tonight. And Mohamedou War, who thrives with his speed running in behind back lines. A different look than when they have Bryce Jamison in that attacking group, and Tristan Traeger as well out tonight with a little bit of an injury.
That one chipped through, chested down, and fired on goal. Rakowski makes the save with the flag up on the near side. Positive start for Patrick Rakowski. Got the fans on their feet a little bit after the not save.
Now you can see Liam McKinnon put his left foot through that ball. Cameron Dunbar hoping it would sneak through for him at the back post. Orange County still searching in Phoenix Rising's third tonight.
I'm sure a big question that not only Phoenix, but especially for Orange County is, what is this center back pairing going to look like with Traore getting his first start? As Avievu able to keep control, that wins possession. Ball fed through Okello. Extra touch, Noble Okello, nicely done from the big man. Works himself forward, going to try and cross one in, headed right back out. A little bit of a slip. Smith will back heel as the ball poked back to Asenge, who will come and collect it. But that's going to be a little bit of a question mark, albeit these two have had some work together so far this season, but nothing more than 45-ish minutes at a time.
Well, and these two players are both ones that want to stride forward. Mo Traore, when he's playing next to Potmar Boys, we saw so often last year, is the more aggressive-minded of the two. Now, when we see Esel Asenge starting next to Braxton Montgomery, Esel Asenge is the more attacking-minded of those two players. How those two guys find their balance of who's going and who's staying, who's providing cover, and how JP Skierce and Noble Okello deal with shielding those players as one inevitably ventures forward into the attacking half. It's a huge question tonight. And if you're Orange County and Danny Stone, you're looking at those players and thinking, at some point in these 90-plus minutes, we're going to have a window of opportunity.
Ball deflected around. Okello has to chest it down, still shouldering off, and eventually clears it away from Nico Benalcazar. Alcazar, the right back tonight. Formella with a little bit of room in the middle. Takes some contact. Laid off for Kowal. Kello coming back to the ball to help out in the midfield. Sacco now on the left wing. Takes one touch. Avievu Chipped over the top, Sacco has it down. Sacco on the edge of the 6, crossed in. He was looking for Kowal. Just couldn't get there in time, but the danger not fully cleared as Skierce goes and collects. Skierce into Okello. Okello crosses Formella. Formella! Darius Formella, 1-0 Phoenix.
Darius Formella stepping into the starting lineup for Phoenix Rising tonight. No Gerald Margarita, no Darius Johnson, no Damian Rivera, no problem for this Phoenix Rising group as Formella, the goal scorer, embraces the Phoenix Rising coaching staff, giving it another opportunity from the jump tonight. And a lovely cutback on that right side from Noble. Okello finds Darius Formella inside the 18. And it is a cool, calm, and collected finish. First time from Darius Formella to fire Phoenix Rising ahead 1-0.
Formella on the score sheet, the leading returning scorer from a year ago. He had 12 last season. He's on the board and has Rising ahead 1-0, 20 minutes played.
Well, and Killian, it wasn't even just that cutback from Noble Okello that was a clever pass in that possession sequence for Rising. Take it 15 seconds earlier. Hope Aveyevu chips Isan Sacco in behind to play him into the box. Sacco then looks for that cross. Phoenix Rising maintained possession, and then it's Okello with the sharp distribution inside the 18. That is precise, technical attacking play, exactly the sort that this Phoenix Rising club were looking for when they assembled this roster over the offseason.
Will be a throw to Orange County. 20th goal on the season in the championship for Rising. As War running his way through. Now a shot, and that one just wide. It was McKinnon who came in. The ball kind of spiraled away from the two defenders as Asenge and Traore have a quick chat.
And Phoenix Rising breathing a sigh of relief there. It's Mohamedou War getting inside of Mo Traore that starts this sequence. Traore doesn't quite nail his body positioning there, allows War to turn him inside, break into the 18. A dangerous moment there for Orange County.
Back in play as Asenge pushes it ahead. The goal scorer, Formella, has to chase it down, and now chipped ahead over the top of everybody. Played back to Shuttler. Cole. Those long strides. Here comes Skierce. Makes some contact, and it will be a foul. With that, you can watch the USL Championship in Spanish on 2DN. It's the nation's leading Spanish language sports network, as select matches will be available in Spanish throughout the rest of the season. You can go to uslchampionship.com for the full USL TV listings. One poked out, and it will be a throw to Phoenix. The Rising club, we've mentioned, 5 straight unbeaten in the championship. As an Orange County club, they've struggled on the road. This is just the 4th road match for them, but they've lost all 3 and they've been shut out in all 3, being outscored now 5-0. As Okello, long run through. Okello ends up just losing his footing, but Phoenix will retain possession. Sacco with some room. That one gets away from him. It's going to be a long run. He keeps it in. Sacco one-on-one with Ben Alcazar, and he tries to get a little too fancy with the footwork and back heels it out of touch.
And you mentioned that away record, Killian, for Orange County. It's one of the things that Danny Stone really spent a lot of time talking about in our conversation with him earlier this week. Is a thing they wanted to achieve this Saturday is finding their first result on the road. Not the start they expected here in Phoenix.
Yeah, record 4-5-1 coming in. 13 points has them sitting 7th in a very difficult Western Conference, at least to start off the season. They played 7 of those first 10 at home. It's one of those things, and albeit I know it's not necessarily your favorite stat to look at, but when you look at the matches that Orange County has won, they've scored at least 2 goals, as there's a foul in behind, a little frustrated as Dunbar a little slow to get up. As now Montgomery going to come get a talking to. But Orange County, you look, in every match that they've won, all 4 wins, they've scored at least 2 goals. But then on the flip side, all 5 of their losses, they've actually been shut out.
Yeah, a lot of explosive games for Danny Stone's side in 2025. And if you ask him, he'd like to see a little bit more control, especially on the defensive end this season, where you look at their record and they're 17th in the USL Championship. When you look at expected goals allowed per game so far this season, 17th out of 24 teams, 20th in terms of goals allowed so far this season. They're looking for better performances from the back line, yes, but also Colin Shuttler over 4 goals more than expected so far in 2025. Really needing to find some defensive solidity to stop those big momentum swings from one match to the next.
Long ball over the top. It's a foot race as Dunbar tries to get there. Traore, those swings a leg through and clears that away. This is an Orange County club. Came in tonight 14 straight matches without a clean sheet. It will extend to 15 and match a club record. As this Orange County team still trying to find their footing defensively. There's Dogman played down to the center. Partita hesitates. Swung to Brewitt. Then Alcazar. Dunbar, who was trying to sneak one through up the wing, but that ball went all the way up and out. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the academy to the big leagues, Select is there every step of the way. You can visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Skiers plays one back to Rakowski. We've played 27.5 minutes. Do have a hydration break scheduled right around the 30-minute mark of this match. It is certainly a hot day today. Still sitting right around 100 degrees here tonight. It's summertime in Phoenix, Joe.
Yeah, I'm sweating through my shirt up here, Killian. I'm sweating through everything up here in our booth. Orange County are trying to sit back and defend and absorb a little of that pressure to cut off how many miles they have to put on their legs. Phoenix have had 69% possession so far tonight, keeping a ton of the ball. That's been their way to measure just how much running they have to do in possession as well. Phoenix trying to keep control of this game with the ball.
Traore working himself ahead. It's tight. Now Skiers takes a challenge. Danny Stone right there in front waving the finger saying no. As Skiers will take a moment to get himself up. Tight quarters over there right in front of that Orange County dugout.
And it's one defensive-minded midfielder up against another there. Kevin Partita going in on JP Skiers gives Phoenix Rising a set-piece opportunity where they were dangerous earlier on in that Hope Aveyevu corner on the far side. We'll see another ball here from Aveyevu just ahead of the Orange County dugout.
So 1-0 on the Darius Formella. One-time strike on the edge of the 18. About 10 minutes ago now. Is Phoenix looking to try and keep the momentum going. Aveyevu puts his right foot through it. Going through, took a couple of deflections around, but Shuttler is right there to spring up. Shuttler still holds. Formella right there in front of him as he'll set it down and play it out himself. Chipped ahead looking for McKinnon. McKinnon gets shouldered off by Smith. Nicely done defensively as Smith will play it back to his keeper, Rakowski.
Yeah, Colin Smith's been active on that right side tonight up against Liam McKinnon, who's been trying to make those vertical runs in behind. Smith's quickness really showing well in the first 30 minutes or so of this match tonight.
Expect the next stoppage will take us to that hydration break. Formella, nice little back heel flick over from Montgomery. It's the tackle, nicely done from Haggard. To press it all the way back, Benalcazar will play it to Shuttler. Shuttler, chested down by Skeers, potentially an opportunity. Formella has to win the foot race, he can't. Now running through Cole, shoulders off, and a late whistle and a foul. And fired up was Kevin Partita. I don't know, Joe, that was close.
Yeah, you can see the bigger frame there. Cyrus Kowal make contact, certainly with Kevin Partita. No issue with that being called a foul, certainly within the consistency of how this game's been called so far.
So the two clubs will come and take a moment for this hydration break. 1-0 Phoenix. Killian McClatchy, Joe Lowry here on Pride Night in Phoenix, presented by Circle K. And mentioned this is an old school rivalry, I guess as old school as you can get for the USL Championship in the modern day. Dates back to 2011. 33rd all-time meeting, the most between any two clubs in the USL's modern history, rising with a 13-10-9 lead during the regular season. They've also played two playoff games. Rising have won both of them. Certainly a lot of goals scored between the two in those matchups as well, Joe.
Yeah, a ton of goals between these two teams, a ton of games, as we've said, and also a lot of familiar faces tonight. We've talked about Danny Stone already. Think about Ryan Flood as well, who spent the second half of last season on loan in Orange County, doing a very varied job for that Orange County team, playing some fullback, playing some striker as well. Got to play some under Danny Stone last year. Ryan Flood, of course, back in this Phoenix Rising group, not in the 11 tonight as Braxton Montgomery gets to start from left back. But we did see Ryan Flood out there talking with some of his old Orange County teammates in the pregame. A ton of ties between these two clubs in the Western Conference.
Certainly is. This is one of those fun matches that you always love to see. Can't imagine. We got one more. They'll play in Orange County at least one more time, and then who knows, depending on how the season goes, could be another fun playoff matchup between these two teams somewhere down the line.
Oh, and you've seen the intensity killing in this game so far tonight of both teams really running at it, especially in the first few minutes of this game. You saw Orange County pressing high up the field, then you see the momentum swing a little bit over to Phoenix Rising as they control the ball. Be seen in some of these challenges. Again, there's a lot of familiarity between these two teams. Managers that know the opposition very, very well. Curious to see how the rest of this first half shapes up.
Look at this Orange County team. How do you think, at least through these next 15-ish minutes until the end of this first half, what do you think they can do to try and break through and find their first goal on the road and level this?
Yeah, there are opportunities for them to pull Phoenix Rising center back pairing a little bit out of position into the midfield to then allow Mohamedou War and Liam McKinnon and Cameron Dunbar, that front three for Danny Stone, to run in behind. And that's where I look at Chris Haggart and War as well. If they can pull those center backs forward into the midfield, there'll be channels to run into.
Right there is War. He's going to cross one across the face of Rakowski. But no danger will ultimately come of it. And as you said, a little bit of a change-up sliding in that front three. Dunbar now on that left wing that he's usually been playing. War slides over to the right, and Liam McKinnon now in that striker position up top.
Yeah, different look. We didn't see Liam McKinnon have a ton of success on the wing against Colin Smith. Dunbar provides a very different challenge where he wants to cut inside and be a little trickier between the lines, serve more than just run and go at Colin Smith. And then on this near side, Mohamedou War is going to have the speed advantage up against Braxton Montgomery. Two players that are really just getting their feet wet in the USL Championship. Mohamedou War has a little bit more experience, though, and certainly has that athletic advantage over the versatile Braxton Montgomery.
Look at Dunbar. This is a guy who scored in back-to-back matches in all competitions. He scored last week in their 3-2 loss in the Jägermeister Cup to Monterey Bay. He got one back right at the very end of the match. Then he also scored in their last league match as well, as there's a whistle and a foul, and Colin Smith going to be booked for that challenge.
And you can see Dunbar just so clever there, taking the touch with his inside foot. Allows him to carry that momentum forward. Colin Smith reaches out his hand, brings down the winger. Smith dealing now with that yellow card. He's going to have to be very careful adjusting after Danny Stone's tactical change at the water break.
Long ball played over the top second time. War able to get to this one once again. Right in front, Traore takes a big swing at it and clears it away. And might have caught a piece of War as well. As War still down on the ground.
Mohamed Traore clearing that ball out to the near side, but looks like on the follow through. Ends up hitting out just slightly at Mahamadou War. The attacker's now back to his feet.
Seen that a couple times tonight from Traore. Agard will stop and turn. Play it all the way back to Latinovic. Brewitt playing to the midfield. Scott. He and Skeers collide. Ball falls right back. He'll get it back to his feet. Kyle Scott. Englishman, the guy who came up in the Chelsea system. Ended up having one senior team appearance and an FA Cup victory for Chelsea at one point in his career back in his time with the Blues.
And Mahamadou War Killian still laboring on this near side. Keep an eye on that right winger for Orange County.
See him right in the middle of the screen there, still a little ginger moving around as Traore plays it ahead, 1-2. Back to Avievu. Nice touch from Avievu to get himself some space. Ball played through as Sako ends up getting to it just in time. 1-1 with Benalcazar. Now Avievu. He's got War, the goal scorer for Mella. Laid off for Avievu. Avievu chipped over. He was looking for Cole, but nicely done. As Noble Okello made sure to make a very emphatic point. It was the shoulder and not the arm to move that ball and keep possession.
Doing the referee's job for him, Noble Okello, who's been everywhere tonight, Killian, sweeping things up defensively, often as that deepest lying midfield player, really dynamic in the attack. Noble Okello, I don't think it's a surprise that we've seen one of his better first halves of the season, just days after Phoenix Rising officially announced the signing of Sian Emmers, the 25-year-old Belgian midfielder, who is ostensibly competing for minutes with Noble Okello in that number 8 position. Okello's brought his A-game tonight.
Certainly has. He's trying to find one through to the youngster Cowell, as he's going to have to continue to run and chase it down. Shuttler, long ball, plays it deep but right at the head of Traore, and back to the Canadian Noble Okello. Okello's been really sharp the last couple weeks. Really. A couple goals on the year. I don't know, last time had the headed goal in Las Vegas. Talked to him earlier this week. It was J.P. Skeers who got one of the goals in that New Mexico game off of the corner. I asked Noble, it looked like he was right there at the very end, and he said, no, he goes, JP got it. He goes, I just made sure it was in the back of the net.
Noble Okello, ever the polite, gracious midfield presence for Phoenix Rising. We've seen that bleed a little bit into his play, where at times he's maybe been a bit passive so far this season. We've seen none of that so far tonight against Orange County.
Now on a little shoulder from Scott. He ran right through J.P. Skeers. Formella has it down, a little frustration. Maybe starting to bleed in. This Orange County club still trying to find a little bit of possession tonight. Okello, long ball over the top. If he can get there, it'll be Smith, but too long. And it will be out for a goal kick. I'm going to introduce you now the ultimate match day deal from Phoenix Rising. It's the family 4-pack. Enjoy 4 tickets, 4 entrees, 4 chips, and 4 waters or sodas, all for just $100. Bring your family and experience an unforgettable night of soccer. Get your family 4-pack now at phxrisingfc.com. We are Phoenix Rising, Toros Rojos. Sako in behind with some space. Benalcazar comes in. The wait, Formella. One touch, Formella low. Shuttler has to dive out and just gets a fingertip to it. Another dangerous chance created by Phoenix Rising.
Well, how good is that movement off the ball from Darius Formella? So patient to wait for his moment. Doesn't rush into the crowd of bodies closer to the goal mouth. Instead, checks his run. Waits for the ball from Isan Sako just at the top of the 18. Was looking for his second goal of the evening still. Helps Phoenix Rising earn another corner kick.
Avievu will go and pick this one up. Set up for another Carvana corner kick. Avievu. This one swung in. Asenge gets his head to it, and it took a deflection. It was going towards goal, and very nearly 2-0 for Phoenix.
And you'll see the ball in here from Hope Avievu with that outswinger. Axel Asenge getting his head on that ball. Referee, though, calling it back for a foul in the build-up to that strike from Asenge.
So Shuttler has it back going. Dunbar does a nice job to move away, but Asenge ends up winning that ball. He's now pressing ahead. Long run and a shot. Shuttler has to extend and just gets a piece of it. That was Mo Traore that came flying in.
That's the El Paso. Mo Traore looking for another long-range strike in 2025. A great step from Mo Traore to make his way into midfield. And a well-placed strike down into the left of Colin Shuttler, who has to extend all the way out. And yet another corner for Phoenix Rising.
Third Carvana corner kick of the night for the hosts. Avievu swings this one in, looking for Asenge again, and that one headed out by Orange County. Montgomery gets a piece of it. Long look from Smith, and he sends that one into the top row.
Big time save from a fan up there as well in the top row, keeping that ball out of the concourse. Little Colin Shuttler impression in front of the Orange County goal.
Fan soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. As we do have a stoppage as Mamadou War is down right here in front of the Orange County dugout. That is the physio going to come and take a look at him. He took that shot earlier tonight on a clearance from Mo Traore, and it looks like that might indeed end the night of Mamadou War, as there is a substitute. Looks like Usman Silla getting ready to come on.
And that's a big blow for Orange County and Danny Stone, who I think made a really astute tactical change at that water break, moving Liam McKinnon into the middle as that 9 to be more physical presence against the Phoenix Rising center backs, and shifting Mamadou War over to the right wing to go up against the youngster Braxton Montgomery, who's struggling a little bit for pace up against War, who got his way in behind a couple of times quickly after that water break. War, though, never looked back to his best after that challenge, as you referenced, Killian, with Mo Traore.
Yeah, so he's getting some high fives from his teammates. So a night ended early for Mamadou War, and there is officially the substitution being made. So War comes off. Usman Silla from Dakar, Senegal. In his first year with Orange County. Silla very close with Patmar Boy and Mo Traore. All three of them grew up together in the same academy in Senegal. Silla and Patmar Boy actually were roommates at Clemson during their time in college. And Skierce will get his head to that one. Martinovic launched high up into the air. Asenge is now Hagar to Scott. Chip back to Hagar. Hagar will go down. It will be a foul as Hagar wants to go quick. Dunbar back over on this right side now. He's going to cross one, but nobody's there. And it's all the way through for a goal kick.
On a really odd restart there from Chris Haggard in Orange County. They had a chance to send bodies forward into the box for a rare set-piece moment. Instead, really rushing against a Phoenix Rising backline that wasn't scrambled, but was really set back in their own defensive third. A wasted opportunity from Orange County, which in a way sort of sums up their first 45.
Kofsky will wait and set up. 4 minutes stoppage time. 1-0. Thanks to the 20-minute goal from Darius Formella, his first on the year. He's that one a little too tall. And Silla, nice ball played through McKinnon. Potential opportunity brewing into the middle for Dunbar as it got all the way through, but Montgomery was in the right place to clear it away, and now a shove from behind, and it'll be a free kick to Phoenix.
You can see Usman Silla immediately getting involved in the game. This is a high-level player that Danny Stone can bring off the bench today. Someone with that experience at Clemson, Killian, that you referenced earlier, won the Herman Trophy back in 2023 as part of that Clemson team, the best player in college soccer, then drafted by the Houston Dynamo. Somebody who still has a real rising stock in American soccer at large. Orange County thrilled they could bring him in ahead of this season.
I'm in from Houston, a second-round pick in the 2024 MLS Super Draft. As now a whistle going the other way, is that one be on Formella, a little too physical. Formella, a little too physical. Let's continue to tick down in the first half. Formella here in Phoenix. Let's continue to Killian McClatchy, Joe Lowry. Here in Phoenix. Ball to run all the way back. Killian McClatchy. Check on that one with Dogman. Here in Phoenix. Ball to run all the way back. Killian McClatchy. Check on that one with Dogman. Guard in the middle. He's going to give one off. Silla. Long run. Has still a little bit of space. Has to wait up for the ball. Guard in the middle. Tries to cut in. Gets around Smith. Gets around one more defender. Crosses through. Silla goes down. Gets the wave. No. And it's going to be a dive. As Silla went down a little too easily, according to the head referee, Thomas Snyder. As Rakowski right there, Mo Traore was there as well. Right on top of his childhood friend. And there is the yellow on Silla.
Yeah, Usman Silla cutting inside. Ends up knifing between J.P. Skierce and Colin Smith there. Looking for a little bit of contact. It's difficult to tell from that angle. J.P. Skierce extending that leg. Referee's certainly confident with that call. Gives the yellow to Silla. Did his best to argue his case with the referee.
So Silla gets the booking. So I'm kind of grabbing that right shoulder a little bit as well after that fall. Here's back to Rakowski. Senge. Long ball. It's going to be a long run for Hope Avievu. He's going to be able to get there. Plays one through. Nice little back heel and a turn from Sacco as he was going for a curler. One at the top corner, but unable to find it.
How's that for a turn from Isan Sacco? Just ends up rushing that shot. Cutting that attacking sequence short, but good build-up play from Phoenix Rising to find the streaking Hope Avievu down that left side. Avievu, Killian, has been central to so much of what Phoenix Rising have done, not just this season, but certainly tonight. His play through the midfield, picking up space off the ball. His movement, and then what he does on the ball with his clever distribution in possession. Just essential for this Rising team.
So there is going to be the whistle for the first 45. It will be a 1-0 scoreline at the half for Pa Moduka's side. The 20th minute goal from Darius Formella, the difference maker so far in the 33rd meeting between Phoenix Rising and Orange County SC, as still conversations being had. Thomas Snyder and Orange County, some loud conversations as they head into the locker room. We're going to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We got the Circle K halftime report when we come back. 1-0 Phoenix at the half. Back in to Circle K halftime report in Phoenix. 1-0. Phoenix Rising on top of Orange County SC thanks to Darius Formella. 20th minute, assisted by Noble Akello. First goal on the year for the leading returning scorer for Phoenix Rising. Let's take another break. Don't go anywhere. We got more from halftime when we come back from Phoenix. The USL on CBS is presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel partner of the United Soccer League. Back in at halftime. Lovely shot of the moon. 1-0 halftime, Phoenix Rising, Orange County. Killian McClatchy, Joe Lauer. We were discussing, neither of us paid enough attention in our science classes to be able to tell you exactly which moon phase that is.
It's gibbous, Killian. It's gibbous.
I don't know if I believe you, but either way, here's the USL news and notes brought to you by Best Western Hotels and Resorts. Oakland Roots parting ways with Gavin Glinton and hiring Benny Feelhaber, the new man in charge there at Oakland Roots. And Blake Willie and Nate Worth called up to the U.S. men's national team U18s for the UEFA Friendship Cup. Good news there for those two. And then some ESPN2 games officially getting announced this week. Louisville City and Rhode Island FC. That one coming up here in just a couple of days. And then in July, you got Detroit City FC against Westchester SC. That Louisville City, Rhode Island game is going to certainly be a fun one.
Yeah, between that and the first Jaeger Cup on ESPN2. Good stuff there across the board.
It is indeed. Here is the out-of-town scoreboard. You look around the USL Championship tonight. North Carolina, a 1-0 victory over Hartford. A battle between two of the top teams in the Eastern Conference leads to a share. A split points, one aside. A 1-1 draw between Loudoun United and Charleston. And a big win for Miami FC, taking down Rhode Island 1-0. As you continue to look around some of the Western Conference games going, FC Tulsa an early 1-0 lead on Sac Republic, and still scoreless between Oakland and El Paso Locomotive. Those are your scores from around the USL Championship. Another moonshot for you. You take a look. Tweet Joe which one it is. 1-0. Phoenix Rising on top. Don't go anywhere. Back in Circle K halftime report. 1-0. Phoenix on top of Orange County. Kelly McClatchy, Joe Lowry bringing this one here tonight. Thanks for spending some of your Saturday evening with us here tonight. Got to get the misters going down there on the front row. Definitely use some of those up here, Joe. Well, we're not going to complain too much about the heat here. We got the Gila River Resorts and Casinos first half highlights. Here it is, the lone goal of the night. Beautiful build-up. Better finish from Darius Formella for his first of the year.
Yeah, great cut back there from Noble Okello to find Formella playing as the number 9 tonight. He's been quick and incisive with his movement off the ball and emphatic in his post-goal celebrations.
Yeah, it was really the one big chance of the first half for Orange County. War won the ball, ended up getting one over Liam McKinnon, just unable to direct it fully on goal. War forced to exit a little early tonight, and here's another look at a second chance for Darius Formella, unable to find that one all the way through. But the set pieces have created some chances so far tonight for Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix have grown in that phase of play over the last few weeks this season. Hope Avievu's service has been on point. Found Asela Senge on that one that was ultimately called back for a foul in the build-up.
Yeah, here are the first half stats. That 1-0 scoreline, obviously just a one-shot total for Orange County so far tonight, but the possession numbers really